Hello, Aquarius, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and today I have a spiritual and intuitive message for you on your journey this week. So, first card. Ooh. This is the card that the universe sends you this week, the energy to play with. And play with is kind of a big concept of this card. But this is about leadership. This is about focused leadership, creative leadership. And with that creativity comes that sense of fun, that sense of play. This is fun with a purpose. So not just fun for the sake of fun, but really having fun, using that fiery energy to step forward in that leadership way that you know you need to do. I'm just struck, and maybe it's the background and also what I'm wearing, but the contrast and just how much light and spark is in this. So Aquarius, this is not the week to be back in the sidelines or in the shadows. This is out front and center, okay? Your energy, we have the Justice card. So that's interesting. They're sitting similar postures and holding something upright. The difference is the Queen of Wands is holding an action. She's holding a wand, which makes things happen. The Justice is holding a sword, which is more associated with thought. So what is the right course of action rather than taking it? Do you see where I'm going? So it's a deliberative, calculating, figuring out, weighing kind of energy. So you may have figured out what the right course of action is for you, the just course or the best course, but are you taking that action? That's the question. The universe wants you to act on what you've decided and what you're seeing, okay? Let's keep going. And as I draw your next cards, I would love to encourage you and invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much for being a part of something, of a channel, of a community that really involves and cares about positive growth. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, Aquarius, there's just a big decision you have to make, and you don't want to make it. That's your cards in a nutshell. Okay, goodbye. See you next week. We've got the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. For me, this Queen of Swords is representing that decision, that tough decision to either cut some people off or cut an activity off or cut yourself away. There's a cutting involved because of the sword here. She's representing that need, that, again, desire, decision. Really, it's a necessity. That's why we're sitting here in the Judgment card, Justice card. And you notice how similar their clothing is. But whereas this Justice is integrated, this one is pulled out. So the blue and, blue and purple are blended here, whereas here, the purple's on the bottom, blue's on the top. We'll get to that in a second because I feel like that's significant. Queen of Swords representing the decision you have to make, but you don't want to make. Eight of Cups. And what's fascinating here is look at these colors. We've got the blue and the purples directly mirroring. So the climate of this card directly influences this one. This Eight of Cups is that you're finally walking away. There's finally a release emotionally, like, yeah, okay, I'm out of there. I need to get out of there. I want to get out of there. And I'm finally deciding that I'm out of there. And so you emotionally feel like you're out of there, but that's where it's stopping, you see. It's not following through into the action because our Seven of Wands here is blocked in his action. He can't, he's guarding against something. He doesn't want to, he's not able to actually push forward to make something happen. Okay, and he's doing everything he can to not make that decision, to not step forward in that independent frame of mind that says, okay, I've got to do this for my sake. This is why, Aquarius, she comes up for you. And these, I know they don't look alike, but to me they're companions or sisters because they're both related to air and swords. Air and fire, which is more of a masculine energy, more of a decisive doing energy rather than a feminine receiving kind of energy. So they go together very well, because without air, we don't have any fire, right? And without any fire, the air doesn't move. And that brings me to my point, Aquarius. Without fire, the air doesn't move. So emotionally, you've decided, mentally, you've decided, but you're not putting anything out on earth. You're not doing any actions with yourself. That doesn't make this happen for you, okay? Oh, that sounded like I was scolding for a second, but I have to be very blunt with you, because you've got the right things in line. The Justice card tells me that everything's in the correct alignment. We've just got to literally light a fire under your rear end, get you a push so that you can make this happen. Okay? It's not enough to just know what you have to do. You have to do it too, because the universe responds to actions as much as it does to thoughts. It understands that actions are a form of communication as well as thoughts are. Most of the time, and for me, it's when I'm dealing with members of the opposite sex, actions speak louder than words. So words can be pretty, and actually it's not even just the opposite sex, it's all sexes. Words can be very pretty, but without actions to back them up, the words are meaningless. So this emotional state you've reached, you're not honoring it unless you take action. This decision you've made, you're not honoring it unless you take action. And the action has to be on the earth. You notice she's wearing red, which is the color of the root chakra, the grounding. This is the higher chakras, the crown and the third eye. So yeah, I've decided up here, but until I get it into the body, into the world, it's just a concept. It's not real, really, okay? You've got to make it real. So that's just it, Aquarius, making it, keeping it real, but making it real. You've got everything lined up. Everything's ready to go. So lock and load it out the door. All right. Well, thanks so much for sharing your time and energy with me. That was kind of a fun reading. So let me know in the comments how it resonated with you, or if you just want to say hi, that's great too. I'd also love to let you know that there are new offerings on soulguidancewithadriana.com. Some of them include remote healings, and I've extended the kinds of guidance packages I offer. So if you're curious, or you want to keep me in mind for the future, that would be awesome. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week, Aquarius. Have a good one.